I don't understand why a nation that's as mineral rich and growing as Nigeria has to go and beg from Uncle Sam for help serving their own people. Nigerians have plenty of resources to help these people get back, or at least get something where they can have stability and a life. Now they're denied, they're ground down, they're called criminals, they're called vagrants. Their homes are bulldozed with no warning. It's a horrific life that these people are living, and nobody's here. I mean, why should it be? You don't want America to come here and say anything about terrorism, but you want their money? That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever.
On the 11th of September, a Republican senator from Texas, Senator Ted Cruz in the United States, introduced a bill in the U.S. Senate titled Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act of 2025. The legislation seeks to restore Nigeria's status as a country of particular concern under the International Religious Freedom Act and to impose accountability measures on government officials. Let's hear from the officials of Nigerian government.
Just before we hear the response from your government, which you know definitely is going to be a shameless response, I want us to take a listen at this short clip that Rufai Oseni and this man spoke. It's a very short clip, okay? And then we'll come back, we'll go straight to the shameless response from your government. Now, what is this America saying? You don't want us to expose the terrorism in your country which you are behind, but you need our money. We shouldn't interfere in the affairs of your country, but you need our money. And if we must interfere, we should say what you want us to say, or we shouldn't interfere at all, but you need our money. It doesn't make sense. Do you think Pablo Escobar government, they have shame at all? Anyway, you're going to hear their response. Please, I beg you, watch them to the end. But before then, let's take a listen at what this guy and Rufai Oseni have to say. Thank you.
There was no national outcry for this. There was no demand for this. How do you pardon this sort of characters or reduce their sentences? Again, what this conveys, what this communicates in clear terms is that to commit crime in Nigeria pays, as long as you're highly connected. At the time that Nigeria is still trying to battle and contain these menace, you are granting amnesty or whatever, you are granting pardon. So, people that have been, that the state has managed to convict and put away for kidnapping, you are reducing their sentences to granting them pardon. How does it make sense?
Majid, talking about kidnapping, you've said it all, and you said you agree with the opposition parties. I think the ADC described it as a national disgrace. I don't know. What do you expect now? There's a gentleman whose case has come up, and he is said to have been the mastermind of the kidnapping of Chief Michael Zekome, SAN, in 2013. I don't know if you've seen the story. Is it 2013?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes, by the name Kelvin Prosper Oniara, a.k.a. Kelvin Ibruwe, who was sentenced to prison for that particular incident. Amongst others, he's said to have kidnapped the judge of the Edo State Judiciary. He's said to have kidnapped the top female official of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. He's said to have also kidnapped Dr. Chudi Nwike, a former deputy governor of Anambra State, who was killed while in his kidnapping, and several members of the NYSC and security agency. Have you even seen some students of Delta State University who said he killed their fellowship president and a preacher who were on their way to preach at an event in Delsu, so on and so forth. And this man is walking free.
No, for me, the state has failed the people. You see, the state, the Nigerian state, in this instance, has let down, has happened again to the victims of this criminal. I mean, if you are a victim of this person, how are you going to feel today that the government has decided, without even compensating victims of his criminal enterprise, have decided to grant him some form of pardon or some form of reprieve? How would you feel if you're a victim of this person? How would the children and the family members of those who died as a result of his nefarious activities, how would they feel today? How would they be feeling? Do you think they will ever love Nigeria? Do you think they will ever be loyal to Nigeria ever again? You think so? Look, actions have consequences. And when government wants to carry out anything at all, they should think it through. Is it that we don't have thinkers anymore in this government? This is really the list of our problems. Nobody ever agitated for people to be granted pardon. It was never an agenda in the public. All Nigerians are asking for is improvement in their lives, in the welfare and security of their lives. Simple. And then you go on a pardon spree of convicted, hardened criminals. It's unfortunate, really. I don't know. I can't really piece together the words to describe what has happened to us. How would the international community look at Nigeria, really? How?
I'll be sarcastic in saying that some people have called for the ban of the NDLEA. And you know why? Because they say if President Tinubu can go ahead to pardon those that were apprehended as a result of the hard work of the NDLEA, then why is there a need for the NDLEA?
Well, the issues of prerogative of mercy lies with the president in consultation with the National Council of State. But this has been a controversial instrument. Remember in year 2000, when we had that scandal with Salisu Buhari, well, the government of then President Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku Abubakar as vice president would then go ahead to actually grant Salisu Buhari, former Speaker of House of Rep, who was found guilty of certificate forgery, some sort of clemency, and so that created an uproar. Now under under Yar'Adua, it was only one farmer who was granted clemency because he had been on death row for 22 years and all of that. So Yar'Adua didn't use it politically like we've had. But under Jonathan, yes, we had Alamesia being granted presidential pardon, and of course, it caused a whole lot of uproar here and there, and then some others. And then under Buhari, you could see that Jolly Nyame, and then of course, Joshua Darie were granted, this clemency. It created a whole lot of uproar, and then now you are seeing Tinubu going the same way. Okay. So people are beginning to say that under Tinubu, the clemency that was given was more to drug laws, people who are drug couriers and all of that, and so that's where the opposition members are coming to ask a whole lot of questions. And of course, I can feel the complaint that you're putting in place, because it's not just the NDLEA, even EFCC officers have in time past been questioning this clemency granted to corrupt officials who were convicted. Okay. And they keep saying that, why is there need for EFCC to keep doing its job? If indeed, after they've convicted all of these people, then they will, these people will be granted clemency. So in summary, I mean, it's just a very sad situation for us. And I would suggest that, the Attorney General of the Federation should have a constitutional role alongside civil society organizations and others, where they sit down together and work with the presidency to fashion out this list. Let's not just leave that prerogative of mercy to the presidency and the National Council of State alone.
Thank you so much.
Please, let me ask a question. Was it not under APC that 7.2 million businesses closed down and left town? For a government that came to improve on what the PDP did, businesses closed down completely and left town. They even went to Ghana and other places. Meanwhile, they are working. The economy is good. They have stabilized the currency. Look, there is a limit to telling lies, Mr. Moses. There is a limit to telling lies. Everything APC have done in office is just anti-people, negative. Seriously, we thought they would get better, but they are getting worse. And some people are here praising Tinubu for what he's doing to Nigerians. Can you imagine? What are those things he did that he's stepping on toes? Who told did he step on? He's even making it work. The people he released recently from prison, are they the Talakawas of Nigeria? What has this government got to do with drug pushers that he's releasing from detention? Those people, are they the poor people of Nigeria? How did that release help them? The real people that need to be released, Tinubu did not release them. I'm talking of awaiting trial inmates. Who they don't dump inside prison without any record and all that. Instead of you to say, look, all these people that you have not taken to court for 2-3 years, or you let them go. You release people you know very well to be your friends and they go acolytes. And you are telling me it is for the poor. Make sure nothing Tinubu has done for the poor here. Mr. Moses, why is Nigeria getting poorer by what that standard under Tinubu? Can you tell me how? So please, I don't want to hear this type of praise. It doesn't add up. If they don't know what to do, let them take us back to PDP. We better stay there. It's better. You come here, destroy everything, and people are still praising you. You step on toes. Who told you step on? By turning Nigeria into a one-party state, Abi? Those are the things you are doing very well. You are using money to destroy all our institutions. Because no longer function. The National Assembly no longer function. They are all at your behest. And people are praising him.